So a Musty cattle DMs me on Thursday night.
AyyJay's made it back.
He told me he's 1v1ing AyyJayy, one of the best 1v1 players in the world, 100 times for 10 grand.
One final look.
He's on game 80 and he's just lost every single game.
Musty's over the top, no way.
He asked me for some mental coaching for the rest of his challenge, so him and I linked up that night, and we worked on a bunch of strategies for him to try to give him a little bit of an edge for the rest of the challenge.
Hey, no way!
And he freaking won the next game.
Ah!
No
He's
way!
done it!
Oh my god!
The 0-second goal!
That's the coolest way you could win.
Musty
No
off the
way.
ceiling! Buries the shot just across the goal line!
What's up? I'm Flow State. I'm a sports psychology coach. I've worked with players at the RLCS level, and I make content here about sports psychology on YouTube, kinda. I'm gonna give you guys a behind the scenes look at some of the things we worked on for him to win the next game. It's still crazy. And I want to talk about why he trolled 5,000 of it back to AyyJayy immediately, but it was kind of for content. It wasn't really his fault. We'll talk about it.
So I called an RLCS professional mental performance coach as a last-ditch effort to get me over this mental hurdle.
That's me.
Beginner's mindset is going to be huge in this matchup. Approaching things with curiosity rather than like expectation is going to be massive for the mental.
I mentioned that to him because I didn't want him coming out of this session like feeling so good, like feeling like he was going to win. And then if something unlucky happens early on, doubts can creep in really quickly and it can kind of like shatter that worldview. Expectations are just far too rigid and they're like the enemy of flow state.
You think about it, AyyJay's actually, he's closer to the ceiling of the game of Rocket League, right?
Yeah.
Which means he actually has less space for growth.
Yes. I feel like over the last 8 days, I've grown as a player significantly more than him.
Yeah, in general, in the matchup this long of like two people that are different skill levels, it kind of favors the person lower almost every time because like people just adapt. You learn how to play up. You have a lot more room to grow when you're down here too and learn. Like this guy is not learning anything. If anything, he's playing down to your level. So he's probably getting worse. So I wanted Musty to understand that he had a few inherent advantages in this challenge just to give him like a little bit of confidence.
But also like the chest out meta is like huge. You literally like make yourself bigger and I swear your car is bigger. Like
Really?
50s, you will win more 50s if you.
I'm big on like body language in general. It regulates your breathing. You feel like you're a bigger person, and it's kind of like the idea of like power pose where you make yourself feel bigger so that you like hype yourself up. Musty's gonna need to like scrounge for as much hype as he can get in a challenge like this because it's very degrading to lose 80 games in a row.
You have like really good posture and just make yourself bigger. A little bit of sunlight at some point if you can, even if it's just a quick walk, just touch some grass. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you have any advice. Like now that I'm used to being, let's say 3-4 goals up, I'll likely be a little bit less nervous when that happens in the future. But, especially as time is ticking down, I'm sure AyyJayy for sure is getting nervous because I've been in his exact shoes before. But how can I manage my nerves? Like, I try like, little deep breaths between replays, stuff like that. But do you have any words of wisdom here?
So he leaves out a part that I understand why he left it out because it's kind of like science-y and stuff. My audience might like that a little bit more, but that's what this video is for. You get to hear me actually talk about the fun stuff. I told Musty it's kind of hard to give him an answer on that the first time I've met him, mainly because of a concept called eyes off, the individual zone of optimal functioning. So eyes off talks about a spectrum that all athletes fall on that demonstrates the relationship between anxiety and performance during competition. On one end, some people need to be able to calm down. If they get too stressed out or too much anxiety, they'll perform poorly. Some people perform best under pressure. They need to be able to hype themselves up. And a lot of people fall kind of in the middle where they like a little bit of pressure, but they also need to be able to stay calm. But what I'm about to mention here is just something that I think would help him out a little bit in this context.
Number one thing that calms me down in situations like that, and a lot of players, is understanding what you just said, the fact that he is just as, if not more nervous than you in that situation.
Right, because the thought there is that, like, AyyJayy has a lot more to lose in this situation because Musty's the worst player. So when things get really close and really tight and he starts to question that narrative of, like, can I actually not lose a single game to this guy? Or, like, am I going to slip up a little bit? And he starts to get doubts. Musty has to remember when he's nervous that AyyJay's going to be just as nervous because he has way more to lose. He's probably more nervous, which is kind of weird to think about, but it's true. Speaking of that, I think it's important to be transparent about this. I told Musty this at the beginning of the session. The mental game is like a lifelong journey. So just like getting stronger, like going to the gym, you're not gonna get buff from one training session. It's crazy timing that he won right after our session, but I don't think that's like a realistic expectation for most people. He just killed it. But yeah, I do mental coaching. And for all my Musty fans, because Lord knows you guys need some mental coaching, I'll do a coupon code down below for you guys just to celebrate this video. Back to it.
And it's
he has to be more nervous than me.
I want you to be like, embody like a wall, because the scariest person to fight is someone who looks the same even after they've gotten punched in the face. Like it sends a huge message.
Dude, I feel like I might win.
So I was a USPTA tennis teaching professional for like almost 10 years. And I used to talk to my students about the importance of body language on the court, mostly so that you don't show weakness. And I think that's a good frame to think of it from, is that like the person who is losing, but is still like, you can see it in their eyes on some like anime type level, like where they are not giving up. Those are scary people because like AyyJay's looking at him and being like, dude, I'm beating this guy down 10-0, 10-0 every time, but he's like getting back up and he's making it closer, 10-1, 10-2. Like, what do I gotta do to break this guy's spirit? Like, I should be getting better and just destroying him more and more, but he's getting better and he's not giving up. It's a scary thing to see, and it can create some doubt in your mind if you're the better player in that situation.
Dude, I feel like I might win game 1 tomorrow. It's like, get him. Like, I feel like I might, man.
It's right there, Foreshadow.
Yeah, it is.
I saw it today. It's right there. Like, yeah. I feel like you might too.
After some much needed advice, I was ready to head into day 9.
Awesome, man.
Part of the reason he did so well with some of the things we worked on is because he's been doing mental training. Like, he meditates, he's very down to earth, he's got some great healthy habits in his life.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Musty 100 presented by Thrustmaster.
Dude, this
it is
game was
day 9.
crazy.
Musty.
The game started off and I did a wave dash kickoff, but I couldn't get much power on my first shot. I get booed. But I beat him to his 100 boost and can still keep pressure. Maybe the third time is a charm. Nice flick.
Dude, AyyJay's so good defensively.
And got his 100 boost. And despite me trying to cut down the space, he did end up getting possession. And he fakes the quick shot, forcing me to stay back. Then goes for the statistical highest probability
This editing's
shot,
crazy.
But I ended up delaying my jump just enough to avoid the bump and save the ball off my own crossbar.
Look at it.
A minute has gone by with
doing
no
tricks.
goal, which is massively in my advantage. I'm trying my best to stay calm. Now, I normally wouldn't go for a ball like this. I'm low boost and he has full control. But I remember my mental coach saying,
if you're gonna take risks, take them early in the game.
If
The thought there is like, if your risks work out, it's better for them to work out early, because if you get a hefty lead, then you don't have to take risks anymore because you have a lead and you can like chill a little bit. And he has to take risks. It's not just like if you're gonna take risks, like he has to take risks at the beginning of each game. Either they don't work out and it's a wash, or they do work out and he's actually in the only good position for him to like win a game against him.
Get over, but didn't quite have an angle to finish. And because I early challenged, I'm hoping that my unpredictability gets in his head later in the game. I figured that miss may have tilted him, so I flicked it early, assuming he'd try to quickly get it back. My plan worked. Musty 1, AyyJayy 0.
Gonna need more than that though,
Next
Musty.
Kickoff, very neutral. He decided to zap dash and try to get it around me, but he overcommits, leaving me an open net. Goal 2, let's go. 2-goal lead.
We don't miss open nets. I have a video on how to never miss an open net.
calm. I'm very calm. He is way more nervous than me here. I'm now up 2-0.
Just
I've
tell
been here
yourself.
before on a few separate
Copium.
occasions, but I've never widened that gap to 3-0. I got another possession and caught him on the far side of the ball. And with a bouncing ball, I have every option in the book. Pop it, air dribble. Wait for another bounce, pop, air dribble bump. Air dribble to fake. Dribble it, flick over. Catching it on the second bounce, dribbling it, fake the flick, going for a low pick. But this is mental warfare. Those are all things a pro player would be accounting for. What he wouldn't expect is me stalling time, slowing the play down way too much, then just going for a hook shot. Get it? Let's go.
That's
Caught him off
super
guard. 3-goal
smart.
lead.
Like
my
that
first
is
3-0
super
lead
smart.
of this entire challenge. And
That
I know
analysis was freaking sick, dude. But yeah, that was a super smart play. And his breakdown was boss.
In fact, I'm also winning the mental game. Fine.
Yeah, as soon as you say you're winning the mental game, though, like you're gonna get scored on. That's always what happens, right?
I just got one of
that's why
my-
you never say that. Oh, but he saved it. I forgot about that one.
I just got one of my best
That's-
saves ever. I
That's a
flick my
crazy
camera back
save.
to see if the net is open and go for it, but he barely gets back and hits it off his post. As I take it back to my corner, I actually have a chance to breathe and look at the clock, and I realize the game's halfway over, and the nerves are starting to set in. But I'm still locked in. He has the ball in 100 boost. He's going to go for an air dribble. Match his jump. Don't give him space. Float
Nice.
and play the high ball.
That's it.
I've had 80 games to download his exact playbook. I landed the
Yeah.
net with 7 boosts. He shoots it upper 90. 0.
What a save.
I try to close it.
This is huge because you just create doubt. Like you at this point, you don't even have to do anything crazy. You just keep making him doubt himself just a little bit more, which is perfect. Musty's killing it now.
Down, but he beats me to it. And he gets his first goal with the shot.
He gets scored on, but he's doing a good job still.
Far more nervous than
Good
me.
job, Musty.
I'm dead here. All good. It's fine.
I love it. Well.
Kick out. He gets a free shot off kickoff, so I jump and thankfully block every angle. So when he hits it around me, it hits post. Then I speed flip, get a demo, and have an open net.
Yeah. This is where
Nice.
we go 2 up again.
He's
Nice.
far more nervous.
And
than
yeah,
me here.
the clock is ticking,
go.
buddy. Like
I go for the kickoff.
10
but
grand
for the
is
first
it?
time in 81 games, he goes for a full delay. Very smart play from him, and my 2-goal lead is immediately cut down. Nice shot, AyyJayy. Nice shot.
But
He
yeah,
goes
10
for a
grand
second air
is
dribble
a
bump
minute
of the
and a
game.
half away.
I'm a sitting duck. The odds I save this are near 0. But I fake going high, lean back, and actually save it, hitting the bottom third of the ball. I found a way to get 2 pads, so I have
His
24
defense
boosts,
is
but He's
crazy
near 100
this
on the
game.
wall with free reign. I know he's gonna go for another air dribble bump. So I double jump and use all 24 boost, hoping for the best. He has the 100 boost, and, I have
he
just
saves it
over
again.
0, and have to use everything in my tank once again for the next
Just
stage.
creating doubt.
Say I'm 1 goal up and there's 40 seconds left. You know, I'm starting to shake a little bit. This might be the game.
Wait, I didn't realize he was 1 goal up and there were 40 seconds left. That's crazy. He said he was going to win game 1. He said he was... Dude, Musty can tell the future. What the heck?
I like first reminding yourself that this dude is
Oh,
shaking.
no.
Empathize.
No, it's 40 seconds and it's 4 to
This
4.
might be the game.
I like
He said he was 1 goal up at 40 seconds. This is 40 seconds. He was way off.
first reminding yourself that this dude is shaking. Empathize with him a little bit. Like
Yes,
that,
this dude is
that
shaking.
guy is
He's probably nervous. He's probably
He's playing my
shaking.
game. He's so nervous. Now the game's all tied up with just over 30 seconds remaining. Unfortunately, he gets a kickoff goal and I'm down for the first time. But in my head, I'm winning.
That's he in his head he's winning. That's crazy mental. Like that's awesome to have. Like it's hard to lose a lead like that and you could get really down on yourself really fast. So like Musty's killing it, dude.
I'm still winning this psychological
Let's see if he
battle.
still
He's probably
kills it.
gonna throw himself at the ball a lot.
He will.
Yeah, I said when he gets nervous in a situation like this, if there are close games, he's probably gonna just like disrespect Musty or try to disrespect Musty, but he did not disrespect Musty.
Will throw himself at the ball here. He will throw himself at the ball. I know I'm still in his head. The next 25 seconds is purely a mental game.
Great flick. Great flick.
He's so nervous right now. Dude, I feel like I might win game 1 tomorrow. Just like, get him. Like, I feel like I might.
It's right there, Musty.
Yeah, it is.
It's right there. Like I feel like you might too.
I beat him to the ball, but get bumped. It's just wide. He tracks back, gets a touch. I body feint right, and he falls for the bait. I have one final chance.
This is crazy.
Awesome.
This is crazy.
Thank you, man.
You too, Musty.
I can't wait to rewatch this.
Okay. Bro, I just won against AyyJayy. I actually just won. Oh my god. Like, I haven't physically won yet, but I see it.
AyyJayy's made it back.
I got chills. I got chills.
One final look. Musty's over the top. No way. No way. Ah, he's done it!
I still can't believe that didn't hit the ground,
0-second
dude.
goal!
How did that not hit the ground?
Up the ceiling. Buries the shot just across the goal line.
It's like the most scripted thing ever. Like I truly don't believe it's scripted, but like it's so scripted. That's crazy, dude. And Musty cuts out the best part. So let's do a little story time now. The reason I think they did this is because if Musty does win a game, like what do they do for the next 20 games? There's no stakes, there's no nothing. It's kind of boring. So he told AyyJayy, from now on, for every game that AyyJayy wins by 10 games, which is a lot, especially because Musty's been close a lot of the last few games, AyyJayy wins $1,000 back up to half the 5K. And so Musty proceeds to lose 5 games straight by a 10 or more goal deficit. It was pretty bad. But there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, he just had a massive adrenaline dump. Like, the dude just crossed the finish line. He just ran a marathon. He achieved the goal he wanted to. And then at the end of the finish line, when his muscles are sore and he got to release and enjoy the moment, they told him, wait, you gotta run another half marathon. Sorry, we mismeasured the course. Yeah, there's another like 12 miles to go. It's hard to get yourself back up to that energy level. And he wasn't able to. And he started getting tilted after the first loss, and then it's pretty fair, but he's a content creator first and foremost. He had to do something for content. I still think he fully accomplished his goal. I think he did amazing. I'm glad to have been a part of it. It's also really interesting how like the universe works, because for those of you who do know, I haven't posted in like 2 years. I took a big break from YouTube. I thought it would be forever. I didn't know, but I regained the passion a little bit. So I started recording a new video for the first time in 2 years, 5 days before Musty DM'd me for this, which is kind of crazy. Maybe it's fate. I'm back. I have coming up very soon the greatest road to in Rocket League. I'm not going to tell you what it's a road to because it's not what you expect, but it's going to be freaking great, my friends. Join me for the ride if you want. Thanks for watching, and go practice.